Hello, and welcome to another Shooting Blanks Entertainment Presents the Commentators Podcast.
Woo.
I'm Kramer.
You need to get that shit
pointed.
You need
like,
to get that shit
opposite
situated.
way.
You went like this outward.
I'm still getting used to like us in the new room because normally it just goes in like a flow.
Did like a weird
You're
upward
just
fonts.
like, and somebody over here go. We're just like, what?
Points
who
to
are you
both
motioning
directions.
at?
God damn it.
I'm Juan.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Tom. Sometimes.
And today we are talking Suicide Squad.
Woo!
Squad.
How do we want to do this? Do we just want to go around saying...
As
I think
forcefully
that'd be
as
the
possible.
perfect time to insert the Rick Ross Skrillex song, "Purple Lamborghini."
I just saw that last night.
I saw it
this
last
morning.
night
I
too.
have not
I saw
seen that
that
yet.
Okay, you gotta watch that too.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
that I looked at it and I was like, I'm going to keep scrolling.
I was eating Whataburger last night. I saw that.
Is Rick Ross in it?
Yeah.
All I saw
it's
was-
his song.
It's his
Why
song.
would
No,
he be?
because all I saw was Skrillex in the
Oh.
tag, and I just kept scrolling.
Oh yeah, it's a Rick Ross song that Skrillex did the beat for.
It's
Yeah.
actually
Okay,
pretty
now
badass.
I'm more willing to like listen to it.
Skrillex is in it. He like pops out of the van every now and then. And he's on a boat.
Yeah, he's just like, look at my hair blowing in the wind.
Yes, exactly right. He's
what
like,
it
I'm gonna
is.
give a
You said
stern
pop
face.
out of the van.
Yeah.
When you say that, all I imagine is like a white, unlabeled van, like a
Like,
little
hey, guys,
pedo van.
You,
you
you want some dubstep?
You want some dubstep, kids?
Hey, he's going back to it from first to last. Apparently,
Really?
that's what I heard. Yeah.
Oh, why?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Ryan was starting to puke. He was just starting to cough.
We do spoilers, non-spoilers.
the generals first, I guess.
Yeah, not spoilers. Just what did we think?
No, it's totally gonna be spoilers. We can't not talk about it.
Well, we can after we get
For like the first 2 minutes.
Like first general impression, non-spoilery, and then just straight into spoilers.
Yeah. Synopsis.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Synopsis.
It's a wrong word.
yeah,
That wasn't a synopsis either.
I like things. It was cool.
It was pretty fun. I enjoyed like watching it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I saw it twice.
It was cool to see a lot of new stuff we've never seen before.
I think
Yeah.
like the movie itself was exactly like Harley Quinn, just a hot mess that's really fun.
You know, I have a sort of theory about why it's such a schizophrenic movie.
There were
Yeah.
hella reshoots.
Oh yeah.
Hella reshoots. I
Yeah.
was looking at a list of how many like things that they just changed.
Oh, yeah.
And you could tell while watching the movie, like certain things didn't feel natural. Like the course of the dialogue didn't feel like they shot it all in once. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to say this line, and then they would say the line, and you're like, that didn't seem to fit in like the way everyone else was saying it. So you could tell kind of that it was a reshoot.
There was also some
maybe.
scenes that like were just kind of thrown in there that didn't quite like match the pace either.
Well, that's,
Yes.
I think it's because
Yeah.
there was a lot of them taken out, so that it skipped a part that was supposed to be there, so it felt like it was just kind of rammed into something else.
Yeah.
Well, and there was one scene that was like taken out, but then it was referenced later on, like they had the actual scene as if they were like revealing something, but it was a reveal that everybody already knew.
Oh,
The
yeah,
audience
yeah.
knew it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
audience already knew
Yeah.
it. It just
Yeah.
kind of felt weird that they would skip that scene and then put it later.
Yeah.
But still, like even with that, I liked it.
Yeah, it's
The
still,
performances
it's
were
still
great.
a lot of fun.
People asked me like a lot the next day, like, "Oh, what'd you think of it?" And I was like, "You know what? It wasn't an amazing movie, but it was really good. It was still fun to watch. I don't know if all the jokes would hit again, maybe a second or third viewing because you know they're coming. But
I can only think of a few.
But overall, it was fun to watch. Like, you're not gonna come out being like, "Fuck, I hated that." You're gonna be like, "Yeah, that was really fun. It was interesting."
I know
So
me
it
and
was
you
just it's good.
me and you disagreed on like whether or not the Joker was a good Joker.
Oh yeah.
I
think
liked
a lot of
it.
people went in there with a pre-notion of like, fuck this guy.
I went in there, I think, kind of the opposite. At first, I was like, no. When I saw the pictures, I was like, no, no, no.
Yeah, a lot of people.
But after the
they
trailer,
maintained.
I 180'd completely. When the trailer came out, I was like, oh, he's going to be so good.
love
And then
the
when I saw it, and I was like, he wasn't as great as I wanted, but I still liked it, but I needed more. And what they did with him wasn't enough.
I think that's because of the reshoots.
I think so,
Well, we
too.
already know there's some Joker stuff taken out.
It's mostly Joker stuff taken out.
Yeah.
I could definitely tell that, like
95% of the reshoots were Joker things.
I think the scene flashback with the purple, it's not a Lamborghini, but the purple car, Batman chasing them.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be super extended.
Oh, that would be
Yes.
cool.
that would have been, yeah.
Yeah, because all the scenes they took out were the dark scenes that made the movie really dark.
yeah.
The Joker Harley Quinn.
I wanted to see
relationship.
more of that.
that's what they took
Yeah.
out was all that stuff.
Yeah,
because they wanted it to
there's
be
also
more of a love story.
a little bit
than-
of abusiveness filmed.
Yeah. Well, and
yeah, that's what it was lacking. A little bit of that.
and they
Yeah.
said that like they're like, we're not doing reshoots because of BVS, but you can kind of tell, nah, it's kind of because of BVS that you guys reshot a couple of things and edited it maybe a little differently than they would have before.
Maybe. I think it
Maybe.
was more so the.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
Did
I think
you?
Warner Brothers really wants a win so that they can just relax a bit and do their thing afterwards.
Yeah, especially from the
It's-
backlash.
Things
of-
are tough for them right now.
yeah.
Not deservedly so. I think.
No, I loved BVS. I
Yeah,
loved Suicide
same
Squad.
here.
It's just the, the critics are going like just
Little
raw
bananas.
on them.
Yeah, no,
I just ignored all that, man. I was
I
like,
didn't read it
critics half the time don't like anything.
Well, that
Like,
can be.
I'll
that
make
can
my
be
own
us.
opinion.
That can be us, but still,
yeah.
that's not the
Yeah.
notion of the 95% of the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think that most people liked it, and people who did have like problems with it, like even though I had problems with BVS, the score that critics were giving it, I was like, no, not even close to that bad. Like it was a good movie, I just had small problems with it, and like the same thing with Suicide Squad. I greatly enjoyed this movie. I wouldn't give it anywhere near the rating. Like I guess from a technical
For
standpoint,
me, it's like in between a 7.5 and 8.
I say that's about right.
Yeah.
I would give it like a good 7 because
But
it's still fun.
fun fact, it was like an 8.5.
It's
Yeah.
still fun. Yeah, because there's little problems here and there, but it's still fun to watch. I liked it.
Yeah.
And the visuals were really cool.
It was so new. I mean, it was
That's what
already
was really
a
made it
gamble
fun.
to begin with
yeah.
because there was way more new stuff than rehashed.
Oh yeah.
There's one point that I wanted to make where I noticed in BVS they did a lot of like remember when we did the 3-hour long episode talking about BVS?
Yeah.
There was a lot that me and Juan
How did we
didn't
even do
necessarily
that?
get, but like you explained it to us and we were like, oh, okay. But there was a lot more for
That
like
happened again with our extended cut one.
yeah.
Yeah.
but there's a lot that like that there's the audience figures out on their own. Whereas with Suicide Squad, I felt there was a lot of exposition this time.
Yes, this was a simpler movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely so.
Suicide Squad's not supposed to explain anything though, as far as like the group. It's just like here's a bunch of people, blam, there it is.
Yeah.
They needed that exposition. How it was done maybe could have been handled differently on some parts.
Yeah, I think
But-
the character roster stuff at the beginning is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Introducing them
intro,
all like that.
Yeah.
Oh no, the
That
intro
was
was
cool.
good. I like
which
that.
I totally called. Remember last time?
Files, yeah.
I said they're going to have some kind of presentation and they're going to go. That's how they'll do all the backstories.
Yeah.
Spoiler
And then it'll
alert,
come out.
there's an Easter egg in Harley's like rap sheet or whatever.
Oh yeah.
When actually it's not a rap sheet. It's like right when her name comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
they do the little
introducing
stabs.
Yes, and there's one that says an accomplice to the murder of Robin.
No way.
Oh,
that's
shit.
cool. I missed
I didn't
that.
see that either.
Nice.
And the
Some
thing
of the stuff went too fast.
the
to,
thing
like,
that
catch
I
all
hate
of it.
about that is that when the media found out about it,
Mhm.
news sites and all that, like someone probably noticed it, said it online.
Yeah.
They picked up on it, and all the headlines read Harley Quinn killed Robin.
No.
And
No.
And that's what I think is wrong with the internet these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when it clearly said an accomplice too.
Because that's how I found out. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I saw the movie again. I was like, rolls eyes,
yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of like theories that he's Jason Todd,
Who?
Joker.
No,
David
David
already
Ayer
debunked
shot. Yeah, he said that wasn't true.
No?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw that article, I ignored it because I was like, I don't know if they're going to reveal it in the movie.
Oh, okay.
I-
The Robin thing?
Yeah.
I ignored the article and then I heard it on a podcast and I was like, well, oh well.
Nice.
I guess we could transition to spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
He did say spoilers at some point.
Yeah, but officially, we're.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna say that it's already been said. So if you're mad at this point,
Tom's like, you already spoiled something. I'm like, I guess you're right.
Yeah, that's probably true. Actually, what we were talking about was
It's
already
small,
probably
though.
enough of the stuff.
yeah, it's sketching that line.
That's what we do, man. We take risks. We
Take
just
it to
walk
the
that
limit.
edge. We walk along the razor's edge.
God. My favorite acting was Will Smith portraying Will Smith.
He did not really play Will Smith. That
He was classic Will Smith.
like
He was very classic Will
did
Smith.
good Will Smith acting.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't really phone it in, which I'm surprised at, honestly, because he hasn't been doing his best stuff in the recent years.
He doesn't need to.
Yeah,
He's Will
that's
Smith.
fine.
You know
I
how-
mean,
you know how
remember
bad
old
Jada
Will
is?
Smith that like killed it in every
not to do
movie
shit
he was?
anymore.
Yeah.
Got a fucking Oscar for a good performance. That slowly coming back.
You mean no one saw
That's
that
good.
concussion movie he made?
That looked like a good performance to me.
You made a concussion movie?
He was just going around giving people concussions.
Vaguely remember something about that. He was like a football player or something, right?
He was not. He was not a player.
He was a scientist,
He was
I
like
think.
a reporter or
Something.
Something
He was
like
just
that.
like, football's giving people concussions.
It's based on.
They need new
okay.
helmets, like to prevent that.
Oh, that's what it was about?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Oh.
thought he played football and he got a concussion. And it was like, if you get another concussion, you're
Turned
going to
into-
die.
He's like, I'm
I
a
gotta keep
scientist
playing.
No, he got a concussion, lost memory, and became the new Jason Bourne.
Who knows,
damn it.
man? Will Smith does everything.
That movie was cool too.
Jason Bourne?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
I
I haven't
haven't
seen
seen any of them,
anyone, any Jason Bourne movie.
Oh.
I'm gonna continue that streak.
Aw.
Yeah, I've also not seen any of them.
I know I've seen some of them because my mother watches all of them. She loves Jason Bourne.
I didn't watch the one with Hawkeye. I heard it sucked.
With Hawkeye?
Oh,
Yes. Yeah,
Oh, the actor. Okay. I was like, wait, what?
I just thought that would get through faster. It
Okay, yeah.
didn't.
No.
I should have said Jeremy Renner.
For a split second, I imagined an Avengers Jason Bourne crossover. Like before they found out superheroes, they're like, who are this really good human beings for the Avengers?
They send Hawkeye after Jason Bourne to try to catch him.
That's how low he is.
Oh, that would be so good.
Oh man, he doesn't win.
No, he would not win.
No, he
He'd
just
never
Someone
win.
would rip him apart.
Jason Bourne would just be disappearing behind vans
He would just
as they
get,
drive past.
But this time it'd be Hawkeye shooting an arrow and it hits the
And
van.
hits the
God
van,
damn it.
and then he's like, "Where the fuck did he go?"
God damn it. That's too good. Did Will Smith at any point do the crying Will Smith face where his
Yeah.
eyes get really red?
Yeah.
He did? Okay.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
letters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. He does that in
letters?
every movie
Yeah.
now.
There was a lot of the one Will Smith part I didn't like was they played it right after Harley breaks the glass and she gets the we're bad.
oh, and he's
guys."
staring into
and
the,
then he like
the
yeah, and
display?
He stares at the display and he's all sad. I'm like, fuck, this is boring.
I
You
was
don't
like,
need this
"God."
little part. Get out of here.
It's like, I miss my kid.
I was like, we get it, Will Smith. We understand since the very beginning that you really love your daughter and you miss your kid.
That was a Watchmen reference too.
What?
That scene with the smiley face behind the glass.
I saw that, but I didn't think it was anything.
There's a yellow smiley, like the button that. in
Yeah,
Watchmen.
but
You know, that's also
Not
just a regular
everything's a
pop culture
reference.
thing, right?
Not everything's a
Come on,
reference.
they put it
Ryan.
in a DC movie.
Nah, I'm not giving you that.
They could choose.
You know what? I
They
might give
could
it to him.
choose whatever they want to put right there for the set.
I might give it to
They
him,
chose
but
to
I
put-
feel like it's reaching on DC's part. Like, hey guys, Watchmen.
Well, they did it in BBS as well.
We still had Watchmen.
Yeah. Did they do it in BBS?
The extended cut.
Oh, okay. I still have to go back and watch it. Will Smith's role in Suicide Squad, I feel was a bit too long. Like, it felt like him and Harley Quinn were the leads of the movie when it
Yes.
should have been
Yeah.
just a Harley Quinn lead. Like, it should have followed Harley Quinn through there and let it tone back, I guess, on Deadshot's storyline. I feel he should have had just as much storyline as Diablo.
No, I figure what happened
I don't
was
think
they
so.
took the storyline from everyone else out and added more Harley Quinn, and they just didn't take Deadshots out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can
'Cause
see that.
I feel like they had, because also reading through the deleted scenes, there was a lot more like backstories on everybody.
Okay.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Joker. Sorry, that was in my head. Deadshot. He's always kind of been the main protagonist of Suicide Squad stories,
Yeah.
or he shared it with Harley Quinn. So
Okay.
it kind of it mirrors what the comics do.
And they hook up in 52?
Yeah.
52? Okay. I want to make sure I got that
I
right.
think so. I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember Maggie was telling me about that, and I was like, if they do that in Suicide Squad, even though it's in the comics, there would be a huge backlash of people going like, like
What do they say?
That sounds like critics. Yeah.
yeah, there's like people saying like, "What? You can't have Harley Quinn hooking up with Deadshot," and people, everybody else would be like, "But it's,
Oh, you mean
it's
like-
technically in the comics?"
You mean the Joker Harley shippers or something?
yeah, the shippers, yeah,
I feel like they give
Darling.
little like nods to that. They kind of grew on each other really quickly.
yeah.
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 But they
Everyone killed it though. I don't think there was a character I disliked.
As individual like characters,
no,
right?
yeah, I agree.
Same.
Did you guys catch Kick and Wing?
What? No.
What? Are you,
He was
was
the
that?
climbing dude. What's the climbing dude's name?
Yeah,
Slipknot. He was Slipknot.
Who is
Chicken Wing from Joe Dirt.
That was not him.
No, that's not Kicking Wing.
Yeah, it is. He
You've
got to
gotten
be
these-
kicking ass.
You've gotten
No
these things wrong
way.
before.
The fireworks seller.
Yeah, it's Kicking Wing.
He's like 3 times his size. Is that really him?
He beefed up like crazy and
Oh
got
my
older.
god, that's amazing.
I'm pretty sure it's him. Yeah,
He beefed up like crazy to die in the first 10 minutes.
Oh, that was you knew it was gonna happen.
yeah,
though.
yeah.
They was-
I
didn't do
think
a
everyone knew he
backstory.
was going to
They
die.
There had to be
immediately.
one.
Yeah.
Show.
There was actually again in the deleted scenes. He was actually supposed to be a real piece of shit. They painted him like a real piece of shit. So when he died, you didn't care.
Okay.
Good.
Uh,
Because,
Like he was like a rapist, and he's like hardcore
'cause they-
rapist. and-
yeah, they
there
didn't
was
give him a
small-
backstory.
There was a small semblance to that when he.
when he first show him when he punches that lady in the face.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh.
This guy's a
At
little.
least
dark.
Boomerang came out fighting, but he had a guy.
yeah.
Yeah. No, Boomer. That was hilarious though. Like when
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
Slipknot did it, I was just like, oh, this guy beats women.
Yeah, we're like,
No,
what distasteful.
there was an expanded like portion of that really painted him as a bad dude. So when he immediately died, they were like,
Yeah.
yeah,
They don't get. Plus,
yeah, good, fuck that guy.
and he didn't have like the fancy like intro thing. So
Yeah,
people were like,
correct.
when he came out, you're like, he's cannon fodder.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm gonna get out of here.
They're like, that's the
Bam.
guy that can climb
And then he
anywhere.
did his thing. I was like, oh, that's his thing.
I love how
Is that it?
Well, 'cause
Yeah,
they,
exactly.
that's
I was
Just,
like,
they,
huh?
they labeled him as the guy who can climb anywhere, and I was like, that's not a thing.
He can climb stuff. That
No, it reminds me
alright, I
of
guess.
Apocalypse going for Angel. Like, why do I want this guy?
he was like a really bad Attack on Titan kind of thing. Like,
You're not,
Oh my
not
God,
like
you're right.
not like Enchantress has instant transmission or anything.
Yeah,
For real, dude.
we need this guy who can climb.
And she
stuff.
could turn into a Super Saiyan.
Yes.
oh man. I love how though Boomerang like sold him out immediately. Like Boomerang was like, I want to.
He was starting like, oh, I want to see if this will actually.
Yeah,
work.
he
That's
was like,
what me and Kramer were talking about that yesterday. Very briefly, I was like, was he getting him to see
Yeah.
if it works,
He was-
or was he legitimately
Yeah.
with him?
when he died, he was more disappointed. He's like, oh, it does work.
yeah. Because then but Boomerang, I think might be my favorite character.
I love how
of the movie.
nonchalant it was, though. Like he was going and going, and
Yeah.
he pushed the button and.
Well,
And
Yeah.
then,
I was like,
it.
now you know,
It wasn't
guys.
dramatic or a huge explosion
Nope.
or anything like
He
that.
was just like, and that's what it is, bitches. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, because they wanted to emphasize the military. They're like, we're not joking with you guys. We're
we can't joke with
It's
you
not
guys.
personal. It's just business.
It's just business.
Just business. It's not personal. It's just business.
Was there a point to that?
So,
Or the 4 other times you said.
I love it. Never mind. It's from Dan Harmon. He constantly like makes fun of Ice-T, and he just uses
Makes fun of height.
What's wrong with this IT crew?
Ice-T.
The IT
He makes fun of
department.
Ice-T, but that's like the only like quote he does.
Oh,
Moving on.
okay.
Boomerang.
Yeah,
I loved
Boomerang
him,
was.
man.
He was
Yeah,
so.
Boomerang was
It was
funny.
so good.
As soon as they brought him out in a bag,
Oh.
and you're
Yeah,
like,
and he's just fighting his way in the bag, just moving,
Yeah.
like a cat in there or something.
Oh shit! You're
cat
right.
in a bag.
He was.
Cat in the bag.
also when they were like,
Was
all
that
right,
part of the joke?
uh,
The cat's in the bag now, and he just.
God damn it.
I think so.
That's good. That's good.
The other part of him that I really loved is when Flag broke the phone, and he's like, y'all are free. And he just jolted. He's like, no, fuck this.
He had
He
3
grabbed the
beers.
beer and ran. He
He
grabbed
had
the
3
beer.
beers, and he just grabbed them and ran instantly. There was no second thought.
There was a pause because he thought about it and then he went. It registered and then
We're free. Oh, fuck this. I'm out of here. I like to think though that he came back because he was like, I'll probably die on my own.
Yeah, it's like, this shit's going down. We need to do something about this. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm fucked anyway.
it was
I like
probably.
how he just stepped back in. He's just like, with his beer.
With this beer, he
chugs it.
throws it.
Yeah.
Chug it.
This
Okay,
is my
football.
favorite. Fucking chuck it. This is my favorite character by far, just because he makes me laugh.
I knew that he was going to be like a great favorite character just
Yeah.
for comedy relief.
Tom Hardy was originally going to be him.
No, Tom Hardy
Right?
was originally going to be Flag.
Flag.
Which I
okay.
can't imagine because he's such a
No.
monotone motherfucker nowadays.
You know what, though? I'm not really entirely sold on the dude that played Flag anyway.
Really? I liked him.
He was
He was-
very stereotypical.
He was Rick Flag.
Military.
military straight face dude.
That's Flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't stand out.
Dude's name is fucking Flag. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what.
as soon as,
it is.
yeah, because I didn't know about his character before, and they said, what's his first name?
Rick.
Rick, yeah, Rick Flag. I was like, I looked at the screen, I was like, his name's fucking Flag.
and then America behind him. In
America.
His middle name was American. Rick American Flag.
Which is the reason I find it like so funny, especially because like Sean's family is all in the military. Everything about that guy kind of reminds me of Sean's family. And so I was like, it's like the cookie cutter like American hero, but it was so good.
military. Yeah,
Uh,
I can't imagine Tom Hardy doing that part.
I can't either.
with his accent.
I
Well,
actually
he
fake.
would have had an accent.
He would have put a fake
Yeah, but
American accent, and it probably would have been shit.
or he would, and then Bane would have crept in there every now and then. You can't stop Bane from like creeping into his performances nowadays.
They would have been like, Flag.
It's still with us.
His serious eyes. He just like gets those intense eyes. It's just like
No, every now and then, and you also hear that. "Oh," you know,
That's what no honor among thieves.
that's more Sean Connery.
Yeah. I probably forgot to put my hand over my mouth.
Do the cheese Danish line.
Our fried cheese me, I cheese Danish.
Man.
I don't think I would have liked Hardy as Boomerang though, because I think it would have been like Hardy to me
Nah.
is not a funny actor. I guess.
He
He's
wouldn't
like-
have, it wouldn't have been good.
He's unintentionally funny.
Yeah.
yeah.
What else? Oh, we talk about. Oh yeah, word spoilers. How Boomerang got caught with the Flash cameo.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
mention
Awesome.
it. Yeah,
That was good.
he keeps getting the cameo in
Yeah.
these movies.
Dude, it was awesome though.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
that
Just
was a
lightning,
really
and then
good-
all of a sudden he's just staying there. He makes
I-
a little quip that I can't remember.
No,
I didn't see that
no honor
coming at
among
all.
thieves.
No, yeah, no honor things. And then he's like, Zoom, Flash again.
Zack Snyder filmed that shot
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they were in London when Suicide Squad was like over here or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So
Were they doing Justice League stuff already?
Oh, interesting.
That's
I
awesome.
like his suit.
I liked it
Yeah, it
too.
looked
And
good.
I'm looking forward to the tweaks they make, but it still looked good.
Yeah,
I thought so.
it made me excited for Justice League.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I have one question because I'm not too familiar with any Flash storyline, and for the most part, like what I've been seeing about the CW Flash,
Yes.
most of his enemies are speedsters, which makes
Well, his main enemies are.
his main enemy.
The
But
whole
that
DC
makes
universe is Flash storyline.
and that makes sense because like if you're the fastest person in the world, if you have an arch nemesis, they kind of need to keep up.
He's
with
got
you.
some good other arch. I
Oh,
mean,
I know
Mr.
where
and
you're
that-
going.
Captain Cold, he
Captain
fucking
Cold's
gives
an
him a run
asshole.
for his money.
Well, and that's
That
what I
dude
want.
is such a dick.
Such a dick.
And then Gorilla Grodd.
Oh yeah,
So,
Gorilla
so
Grodd.
he's got speedsters, the gorilla,
And
then
Shark.
a dude with.
Well,
King
and,
Shark.
and that's
He's
what I
not
was
one
gonna
of
say.
the
Like
main guys.
the other enemy
He's
to a
in the show.
speedster would be the super strong guy that even if you hit him with a super fast punch, it's not gonna just knock him out
Yeah.
instantly. With Boomerang, what is Boomerang's thing like?
Well, Boomerang is part of the Rogues, which is that group of villains that Captain Cold, Heatwave,
okay.
Boomerang.
Because like one on
forgot
one,
some-
Boomerang, Boomerang can't really
No,
do
yeah.
shit.
No, not at all.
He's just a guy that can throw a boomerang.
But Flash is clumsy as fuck. So
That's true.
sometimes he gets taken by.
I can,
He gets too cocky and he
Yeah.
he fucks up.
I can
He
see how
doesn't,
Boomerang might
go
trick him.
fast. Huh?
I can see how Boomerang might trick him or
Yeah.
something like that. But
But I
like
could
this-
also see Boomerang just getting lucky also.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Because like that one scene, I was like, when he just knocked him out in one punch, I was like, how are you his enemy? I was just like, you okay. But yeah,
It was cool, back to Boomerang, that none of his boomerangs ever returned except one. Right when Slipknot blew up.
Yes.
And he's just
yeah.
standing there and he just lifts his hand and catches it.
Yeah.
I was like, that is fucking awesome. And then they never come back to him.
yeah. I like that little camera that he put on
Yeah.
one. That was
I
pretty
was
cool.
wondering
yeah.
what he was doing. He'd just throw a boomerang. Like, what is that? gonna do?
What's going on?
And he pulls out the phone.
But it was also really cool that like normally I guess in a movie they would make it to where like if you throw a boomerang it's gonna be this really exaggerated like swing or something like that.
Exaggerated.
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 But he did a regular just kind of like how
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
supposed
like
to throw.
a
He was like,
real,
Yeah.
yeah,
like a little flick of the wrist.
not
and
a
it-
little more,
wrist.
a little more arm,
Yeah.
not like.
No, yeah, not just the wrist, but
I know
like
what you mean.
yeah. And I was like, I like that it wasn't too exaggerated. Where I imagine like yeah,
That's not his style. Like,
yeah, like
Yeah,
pitching
yeah.
a baseball almost.
But that made it more realistic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the fact that also that they never came back when they hit something, they stayed there.
Yes.
Yeah.
They didn't Captain America shield and pop back.
That
Yeah,
shield,
that's
like
that
that-
shield gets more ridiculous every movie.
Yeah,
The physics.
Like this is real. That first guy, his partner, when he throws it at him and it stabs him, it just stays there. I'm like, that's a real boomerang.
Yeah.
It's not going to come back to you if it hits something.
that kind of brings me to the fact that the action in this movie was super grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was really enjoyable.
Mhm.
Like, it wasn't spectacular or big or anything like that.
Yeah.
I really
agree.
enjoyed the down to earth. Even when Diablo transformed, that was a very grounded approach.
And I think
Yeah.
still that the way that they used him like sparingly
Yeah.
kept everything. Like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
down to
because
earth.
fire gets
It's just-
annoying if it's just fire for the sake of
Because
fire.
if
Yeah.
that's the case, he could have done it in the beginning, and they would have never always had a problem.
Yeah.
But because he was like troubled and didn't want to use his power,
Yeah. There's also a very big power gap between some of them. And like
Boomerang's on the bottom.
Boomerang
yeah,
is way
way on the bottom. And then Harley Quinn because she has like the assassin kind of like reflexes and
She can fight.
agility.
Yeah, she's like a world class gymnast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shit.
And but then that's where it's like kind of Hawkeye territory of like, just
Yeah, they're Black
really
Widow
skilled
and
people.
Hawkeye.
Yeah. They're just really skilled people.
They're the normies.
yeah,
Yeah, and then you get like Deadshot, who I guess is like in between because it is
He's got an uncanny aim.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they did the machine gun and there was still like the one hole.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
to see.
Well, he was doing the one on all of them.
yeah. But
Like,
then
yeah.
like I expected the machine gun to be a little scattered, but the fact that that machine gun
Yeah,
was just still
he
solid,
had
I
that,
was like,
he had that recoil.
oh,
under
that's
control.
cool. But then and then it's like Diablo and
Enchantress.
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 yeah.
But I feel like
Oh, Killer Croc is probably
He's probably under
above Deadshot. I don't know if
Oh,
bullets
yeah.
can penetrate.
I'd say
yeah,
he's a-
just strength wise, just because he's like super strength.
And
Well,
he
not
can
super
swim.
strength, but
He
Yeah.
swims so cool.
Yeah.
Can he breathe underwater?
yeah.
Okay.
He's a croc.
Yeah, but he's like I like
Crocs can breathe underwater.
they can hold their breath for a long time.
He was
Oh,
talking
really?
underwater, so it kind of gave me the impression that
If he's like a croc, they have to come up for air at some point, but they can be down there for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah, that
can
makes
just
more
be like,
sense to
They
me.
just sit there like,
that makes more sense.
yeah. But
His twitches,
what?
kind of he had like little face twitches that kind of sold Killer Croc.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did he have like the eye thing that the Crocs do? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
he did.
yeah, that
he
was
did.
cool.
That was.
I didn't know if I was seeing that right or I was like,
Blink and you miss it.
God damn it. But like Enchantress seemed to be like, for me, too high of an enemy for them to start off with.
I liked her when she was like creepy dark witch,
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was telling.
and I'm
Gregory
glad
yesterday.
that the final fight she transformed back into
Yeah,
because she
instead of
used
the-
her power up. So
Instead of the Thriller dancing. Because when she pointed at her brother, she did the.
did you see my friend Tomas doing that? Like, he was imitating her little dance. Like, okay, so the villain was just like one of these.
Yeah, we talked about that after the movie. That she was just shimmying the whole time. Her face stayed straight, and she's like, "We must kill them," and she's just wiggling her body.
It was so
only-
like
it was only when she
disconcerting.
was
I was like,
making her
"Whoa,
thing."
stop that."
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, this is kind of weird now.
It's very weird.
I'm uncomfortable.
I was saying that I didn't like when she transformed and she got all like pretty
Yeah, I didn't
and
like
she
it
could
either.
talk English. I was like, I really liked her like old language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was super like creepy and stuff.
Is it Grudge? The Grudge Enchantress?
Grudge
yeah,
Enchantress.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes. Dude, when she first turns into Enchantress and the dirty hand like
Oh,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was her other
such
hand.
a good
cool.
scene.
and then it flips. I was like, oh my God, that's so cool.
That's like
Yeah.
something out of a really good horror movie.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I
Like-
loved it.
I like the way she does it too. She just whispers like Enchantress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool.
I liked it.
She was creepy. I liked it.
But I felt like for like a storyline, like I felt like them just jumping to like a super powerful enemy. I feel it would have been more smooth to have like a medium mission first instead of them basically going into like, especially because
No.
it's
a
Harley
movie,
Quinn,
dude.
huh?
It's a movie.
I know it's a
Well,
movie.
you know
but,
what
like,
makes it work is that the fact that you're not going to be able to control Enchantress, and she was the first person they had.
yeah,
Of course, that
Yeah.
someone with that kind of power and used to being like a god is not going to be controlled very long. The
Yeah.
first time any chance they get, they're going to do something bad.
Yeah.
So if you recruit them onto your team, of course they're going to screw you over like instantly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main villain of the movie was Amanda Waller.
Oh yeah,
Pretty much.
Oh,
Oh,
Amanda
she's-
Waller was
she's the
so good.
Main villain in the whole universe.
yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, she's
She's-
cold.
Even Bruce
She's-
in the
she's Nick Fury on crack.
cutscene at the end.
Yeah,
And the cutscene at the end when Bruce is just like, "You're a fucking bitch. You need to stop. I got this."
Oh
Yeah.
man, I've always
She's
loved
like,
the
"You need to get some
Batman
sleep."
Amanda Waller stuff in the
Yeah,
comics.
he's like,
Ah.
you calm down because if you don't, I'm gonna come kick your ass.
Yeah, me and my friends, I think is what he said, right?
yeah.
So Amanda Waller does know that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why she was like,
She
"You
always
should
has.
stop working nights."
Yeah,
That's when he was like, "Bitch,
yeah, bitch.
you should stop working at all."
Not in his tip my ass.
Yeah.
I'll give you a bat bitch slap.
a battle way.
I really loved that extra scene at the end. That was really cool.
Yeah.
When he was like, because
You can.
it connected earlier when she was like, I made an anonymous tip.
Yes.
It's kind of like, that was the exchanging is like, I'll do this for you if you give me this information that you have.
Oh yeah.
Because I liked it originally when she said I made an anonymous tip, and then you see Batman's catching everyone. You're like, oh, okay, but how did she get there? And then at the end, you get that connection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it ties
Very
it
cool.
together.
You can already see Ben's Bruce kind of changing from
Yeah.
his BVS performance.
He's starting to calm down a little.
Yeah. He's no longer.
He's more
Stupid, irrational.
Such a good
sophisticated.
Batman.
He's less pissed off and more focused on
Yeah.
like something's happening and I need to make sure that it's taken care of.
But also in her
li-
file, the Flash was in there too, and
Yeah.
Aquaman and everyone else. So.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Enchantress, Flash, and Aquaman. That
that he
so
flipped through
possible
really quick.
candidates for her task force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they didn't really have anything to arrest.
I don't think she could essentially blackmail them the way she was
Yeah.
doing the bad guys.
Yeah.
that's why she went with the bad guys.
She picked just the bad guys, but she has a list of metahumans. So
Yeah, I guess that's what he wanted was a list of people to try to contact because he
Yes.
was like, I like making friends.
And I feel like that line's an homage to Flash's "I Need Friends."
I Need
that we're going to
Friends.
see in Justice League.
yeah.
I love that in the trailer.
I know. I just watched that part like a lot on repeat.
Man, the Enchantress stuff really was awesome. Like when her and Flag are in the room and she's sleeping, and then she just like whispers it in her sleep, and she pops up and she's like, "Shh," and then she shows him like, "I can make this bitch die right
Oh,
now,
man.
Yes.
like right fucking
Oh
now."
my god,
Yeah.
that was
Don't
really
say
cool.
shit. And then
Yeah.
she puffed off.
The fact that that she could like, it's almost like she waits till her consciousness is gone, so Enchantress can take over her body again. And
Yeah.
when she whispers it, that was so cool.
And then like she just like dropped him into the scene. Like this is happening right now. If you don't,
Yeah,
Cooperate.
yeah, that was
and that keeps propelling him like the whole time until the end when he's kind of like, I have to do it.
yeah. He finally decided, shit,
Yeah,
this has to be done.
because then she told him too right after that, like,
Yeah,
if
she was
you
like,
have to
"You have
take
to
her
choose."
out, even if it means killing me, do it.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of Enchantress. Only because I like the cool mystical backstory, like they found the cave,
Yeah.
all the old stuff, because alternate history things like that really interest me.
I would have kind of liked if they went more into that, but I guess it was already too much. Like, because they were doing kind of two storylines at the same time. They were doing the Joker getting Harley back,
Yeah.
and then they were doing Enchantress, like her thing.
Yeah.
But like, so they couldn't delve too deep into both of them, so they kind of had to go back and forth.
Right.
Which, like, I would have preferred, like, if they tried to focus more on one or the other, just so that, well, maybe if there's an extended cut where like it's much longer because they do dive into both.
Did you catch whenever she realized Diablo was one of like her? Like,
I didn't catch her realizing it. I thought about that because I was like, whenever he like came out with the headdress, I was like,
no, it was when he came out and he was like, none of this is real. It's not real. And she looked at him. She's like, how long have you been able to see?
Oh yeah, yeah. I did catch that.
That's when she realized like he's one of us. And then she was like, we need to take this. That's when she started talking to him, trying to recruit him instantly right there.
Okay.
She was like, we are more powerful. We're above them. Join us,
okay.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
she was just saying like metahumans in general, but it makes more sense to be like, no, you're one of us, like ancient people.
Yeah, he's like one of those mythical gods. That's why he can do that. Big.
Yeah. Oh, that's I like
Yeah.
it.
That's
now.
why he turned into like a weird
Yeah,
Aztec
I love
god.
that transformation.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
really cool, like the way it was a full skeleton, like giant with like the headdress.
He's like, you finally get to see what I really am. You're like, what you really are.
Yeah. I made fun of it like immediately afterwards because I was like, there was a lot of like Mexican stereotypes.
There's a ton of Mexican.
And,
things.
like-
oh my god.
And I was like, he turns into a fucking god with a goddamn headdress.
Oh, tell him what you told me that really pissed you off. That about the him and his wife.
Oh man, I was so annoyed that like when they did his flashback and the wife's telling him, "I put the kids to bed. You want to just like kick
Kick
it?"
it?
And I was like, "Shut the fuck up, goddamn it!"
It was like when I heard that part, I was like, "What do you mean kick it? Like just hang out? That's kind of what we're doing."
It's like,
The most stereotypical thing was, I told you this too yesterday.
yeah.
Killer Croc. I did not know he was black before this.
Oh, really?
But afterwards, I was like, it was like that Robin Hood or the Men in Tights moment where he like grabs him. He's like, is he black?
BET.
Yeah. As if, no, the whole thing with like, especially like the
The hoodie.
the hoodie,
Okay.
and then like kind of the way he walked
Grabbed him and
sometimes.
asked.
He had the little soft suede,
Yeah, and then he would do like
P.
the
Diddy
swag.
style.
Oh my
And then when he
God.
was talking to the guy saying like, y'all need me. And I was like, why is he saying it like that?
Oh my
It's kind of weird. And then they were like, what do you want? He's like, BET. And I was like, not only is he black, but he's like super stereotypical black.
There's a lot of backstory they take out on him.
Yeah, like they left just the stereotypical parts.
Yeah.
I was like, why does he talk like a very, very old like black man? Just, oh, I don't know, sir. I was like, oh God, why?
I thought
actually
the same
like this
thing.
voice though.
Because like,
He had a very cool deep
Yeah.
voice, but it just, I was like, ugh.
because like the backstory is that he's like a New Orleans gangster or something, right? Because
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that before, and like, but just watching it, I was like,
Yeah, he's a muscle for hire basically for
Yeah.
like high profile mobsters. Is what he was, and then he got caught. I think by Batman, right?
Probably.
I think it was Batman that caught him.
I just thought it was hilarious. Just like the moment when I was like, oh, he's black.
I did like the thing where they introduced him and like they treated him like an animal, so he became like very animalistic.
Yeah.
And they're feeding him with like, the pieces of meat, like
Yeah.
raw
Cow
meat
carcass
and
or something.
whatever. And then at the end, he's just eating a hamburger.
Yeah.
And watching TV, and I was
Or
like, they're
he's
treating
eating
him. Or what?
we
Did
had
he
a-
grill this hamburger?
We had a theory that he was eating a BLT because they didn't quite understand him, and they're like, "What did he say? BLT or BT? Just give him both."
What do you want? BLTs.
He's like, just give him BT and the BLT. Dude, I
Oh,
didn't even
that's
think
so
about
funny.
that.
He orders in. He's like, "Give it the BLT, no lettuce or tomato."
But I kind of like
Extra
that because
bacon.
it shows the more human they treated him, the more
That's what I'm
human
going
he
with,
became.
yeah.
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 That he was a little more humanized. And he was just watching rap videos.
The booty shaking. At
Booty
the end, I was just like, he's just sitting there going, yeah.
All I kept thinking was Boondocks and the booty butt cheeks. booty butt cheeks.
No, big booty. Remember
Booty
that?
bitches,
Yeah.
that big booty bitches.
Oh man.
I'm gonna call you bitches, granddad.
No disrespect. I'm just saying that you get so many bitches, they're going to be calling you bitches.
You don't
Again, no
understand none of
disrespect.
this. It's thug and love.
Yeah.
That thug and love. I don't watch Boondocks now.
Just the first season.
Yeah.
Maybe the second season.
Maybe the second.
After that is kind of
None of the new ones.
It's kind of shit.
Who did we talk about? We did Killer Croc, Enchantress. Is that all?
Harley killed it.
Harley Quinn. Oh yeah,
Harley
we
did
did talk about
so
Harley Quinn.
Quinn.
so nervous because Harley is such an iconic character
Yeah.
for me, and it's you know who I thought might have actually been really awesome.
Who?
The chick that plays Lorna, I think is that her name on Orange Is the New Black.
Lorna?
Which
The
one is it?
really the one with the Harley Quinn accent.
Oh, the
She's
with
fucking batshit ass crazy
Oh,
and has that
the-
accent.
with the she's Red's girl. Like she's
The
like
one with the
best
red
friend-
lipstick all the time. She has that
Oh,
super red lipstick.
okay. No. I'm thinking of someone else then. But yes,
Oh, you're
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
She
I know
would have
which
been a
one.
fucking awesome Harley Quinn because she's already does the accent. She's already
She already
crazy
has
as
that
shit.
accent. Yeah.
Like put some white makeup on her and redo her hair, and she's golden.
She
Margot,
probably would have been a good job. at that
Margot
too.
went with the accent for a little bit, but it would like come and go.
It came and go. You
But
could
she
notice it more.
She did a
something.
decent job though.
No, I liked it a lot. She was actually
She
really
was
good.
fine. I really, really enjoyed her character.
She was totally Harley. I mean,
Oh yeah.
that was
Yeah.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
She embraced
Which is
it.
yeah,
She had
everybody
no
was
fear
worried
of-
about that.
No fear of anything. She was funny.
And you
Yeah.
know, the accent thing, I actually thought about the fact that we know Harley Quinn was first introduced in a cartoon, not in the comic book.
Yeah.
So the first time people saw that character was through performance.
It was
So I
that
think that
accent.
performance has to be replicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so if she didn't do the accent, I might have felt off about it afterwards.
Oh
Thinking
yeah,
about
if she didn't
Yeah.
do the accent, I wouldn't have been down.
It goes with the
Yeah,
character.
because it's not based like somebody's interpretation of a source material.
Yeah.
It's the source material is the interpretation.
it's the voice, yeah.
yeah.
And they showed her old costume. The
Yeah.
black
That
and
was
white.
nice. I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I did like the homage whenever they did the when she was there was actually a part where she was wearing the costume and
Yeah.
Joker was wearing the suit
And
and
they
there
were
was an
like-
homage to that old art that
Dancing almost.
oh well there's an art like an actual is it canon
It was Alex Ross's piece.
Yeah.
He's holding her and they're
yeah and they're dressed
Oh,
exactly like
yeah.
that it was a
it
tribute
was
to
an
that
homage.
Nice.
Yeah. That was cool.
yeah
It was,
I caught that immediately I was like oh man that's fucking awesome because I've
Yeah.
seen that piece a lot
that was really cool to see that costume, but it was also one of those things like I can see why they didn't, like, she's not wearing it, because it translates cool, but like not for the whole thing, especially when she has the little hood on and stuff. I'm like, you can't really take her too seriously wearing it.
Plus, she's supposed to be sold as a sex symbol, otherwise the movie doesn't sell. So
Yeah.
That's
right.
piece, yeah.
Yeah, because she was wearing her little hood.
There was one thing that me and Maggie were talking about, where like the original relationship between the Joker and Harley is Harley's the one with the infatuation, and Joker kind of like keeps her as he needs her. And a lot of the times he'll be like, "She's in the way, I'm ditching her." And
that's how the movie was originally shot.
Yeah, and in the car scene, yeah, where he was just like he just bailed.
Yeah, he left her just like broken through the windshield, drowning.
Yeah. I like how they involved that in there, because if it was a straight like pure love story where he was like, "I'll do anything for Harley all the time," I might not have bought it as much.
In the first shoot of the movie, that helicopter scene where he crashes, and she just kind of falls out. In the first shoot, they were having an argument, and he just throws her out.
I was waiting for that the whole time.
He's just like, I just fucking rescued you, and and he just tosses her out of the helicopter, and then it gets shot. I
was so sure he was gonna throw her out at some point.
Yeah,
I thought it was coming.
But
that's how it was originally done.
Yeah.
But then they took out all those parts to make it more lovey dovey to try to sell it.
And they reshot it as like him trying to save her. Yeah.
I was waiting for the part where in the trailer he's sitting at the table with the Jokers with the shot glass or a bottle of whiskey or something, and half of his face is burnt. He's still wearing the suit, but he's got black all on the side of his face.
Yeah, it's from that helicopter crash.
Yeah, and I was waiting for that scene. I was like, okay, I know. After it crashed, I was like, I know he's alive. That scene is there. It's going to be coming. You're going to see how he survived, and he's got some like little damage to him.
And he pulls the pin on a grenade, and that's
okay.
So I don't know what that was.
I was waiting for that. I was like, he's coming back, and then he didn't come back until the end. And I was like, aw. I thought that would. He looked really cool. I was literally waiting the whole movie for just that part.
Yeah, I'm hoping that there's going to be an awesome extended cut that comes out, like they did BVS, where they like an entirely different version of the movie.
I heard that the director was saying that the theatrical cut was his cut, so it wouldn't be like a director's cut. It's just like an extended edition.
I want an entirely different cut with all the stuff they took out.
I heard opposite. I heard that they did two.
Tabloids will say it's studio interference, and they made a new cut.
Okay,
I heard there were two versions of the movie that were cut, and they tested them, and then it was David Ayers, and then like I guess more of what the studio wanted. And then they made a compromise and kind of put them together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something that might have been what prompted the whole like redirection of the movie.
Because I don't think he originally wanted the flashy animation for their intros.
Yeah, David, the guy who wrote it.
Yeah,
he didn't want the.
He wrote it and directed it, and was a producer.
Yeah, I heard he didn't want like that part at all. He's like, I don't like this. This is bad. And they're like, no, but we want this. But I liked it.
I liked the intro.
I liked it.
Yeah,
very neon and bright. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I liked how the interpretation of the Joker kind of went back to, because the way I like Heath Ledger's performance, and he was going more towards the anarchist Joker, which is where the comics are going more, from what I understand. No. Okay. But I was about to say Heath Ledger again. No, Jared Leto's was going back more towards like the mobster Joker, where it's just like a crazy mobster. But they went from 1920s gangster to like modern gangster, or like what I was telling Juan afterwards, the trap house gangster. This was this was trap house Joker, and especially the scene with him and Common.
That was one of my favorite shots. Was him like with his hands on top of his cane or whatever, and watching Harley.
And I got a little pissed because I heard where people were like. They're like, well, I don't get why he was like letting Common like touch his girl or whatever, and then he just killed him anyway. And I'm like, no, it's because Common called her a bitch, and then Joker was playing with him because he was like, he already decided as soon as he called Harley a bitch, I'm going to kill this guy, but I'm going to fuck with him first.
Yeah. That's what they were talking about. The lead into it when there's like, but nobody disrespects the queen.
Yes,
and
that's what it was.
Exactly.
Does it. Yeah,
yeah, and that's when like as she sits on Common's lap, that's when Common's like, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah, he's like, no, man, this is your girl. No, I'm good.
No, we're cool.
Because you saw he was into it at first, and he was like, why is Joker? Oh, fuck.
And then he was trying to be respectful and like, just okay.
Yeah, but I like the fact that like as Common called her a bitch, the Joker played with him first and then killed him. And the same with the other really good scene with him was when he
when they got the guy, the security guard.
Yeah,
exactly.
He
like, sits on his lap and he's just like, hey.
Yeah, he
We're gonna
did
be
like
friends.
kiss the ring,
Kiss the ring.
and then he instantly sat on his lap
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, his
was like-
expression changed.
Yeah, that's a classic Joker. Just
It
like,
is.
well, I
It's
can't do this on a podcast.
so
but-
Joker.
It was very intimidating, and then like mean intimidating, and then it goes from like happy,
Uncomfortable.
but now
Yeah.
now we're just uncomfortable, but I'm happy now, and like we're talking to you, and then just so many,
It's so creepy.
Yeah.
so creepy, right? Yeah,
There, friend of mine pointed out how in the scene, especially where he's in the spoon and knives room.
there were
Oh,
spoons in there.
there were spoons.
I think so. I don't know.
There were. It was a bunch of just
There's
random
just
ass
knives and
silverware.
weapons, and then some
I want to see
There
the
was
scene.
guns
baby
and
dresses
stuff,
or
right?
something like
I want to
that.
see the scene where he's putting all those things there.
I know, right?
He's like, I'm just bored.
There were like knives and swords and then guns and stuff, and then he broke it with like
But there were
little
baby clothes in the
doll
corner.
clothing or something like
Yeah.
that.
I was like, that's odd.
He got the impression that Joker was like kind of depressed in this movie, and
Yeah.
then he kind of like forced himself to laugh in some scenes, especially that one.
Well, because the whole time he's chasing down Harley and she
Yes.
just keeps getting lost.
Yeah, but I think that
Yeah, because as soon
because
as
in the comic he's always really zany, no matter what kind of thing.
Yeah.
Even with Mark Hamill's Joker, it's always kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
no matter
never
how fucked
kind
up
of
this
down
is,
to
it's-
earth, like thinking about shit or like whatever. Something that's not making him smile.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes back to how they interpreted Batman with having 20 years on him, and he's kind of weathered. And I got the same impression from Joker.
Yeah.
I got that when, because he's just sitting there. He looked very like depressed, and then we're like, we can't find her, and he's like, what do you mean? Like you
No,
have to find her and all this.
He
stuff.
found her. He's just there's complications.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but like he was breaking the news that it's tough. And you also get the idea that they've been looking for her.
Mhm.
Did anybody think that I liked his performance, but the whole like all the stories that came out about his preparation, like in method style, I was like, calm down, Leto. Like did you hear about the
Yeah,
condoms
yeah.
and the rat and I was like, why? Like
He's just having fun.
what?
He's just having fun.
Mailing used condoms to people?
They weren't
Yeah.
used. David Ayer said that. Why would he mail used condoms?
I assume
'Cause of media.
like not like
No, I think
used. I assume
media
like they were
was
open.
like, oh, it's used condoms, and that blew up.
I assume they were opened and like stretched out
Yes.
and thrown
Ah,
in there.
okay.
Yes.
Not like actually
Not like
used.
filled or
They're not
anything.
like
No.
filled with
Okay.
jizz and
No.
stuff in there.
But even why would you mail what? Even though mailing condoms, I would open it and be like, what does this have to do with the Joker? I don't get it. And then like he walked into a reading and threw a dead pig on
He
the
had
table.
he had things going on in his head.
He had
I mean,
assistants do
you know, fucking last actor died doing the fucking performance. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, like
I get what you're saying.
His-
It seemed a little
his-
overboard.
the method didn't match the like what he was going for. Like with the way Heath Ledger did it was he locked himself up in a hotel room and was like, I'm just gonna be by myself and like be alone with my thoughts.
And then he fucking murdered himself.
Well, yeah, but but like I understand. Like, yeah, it went too far, but I understand like the method going into it, or like when what's his name? Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis. When he
Method
does something
actor
like
extreme.
he did Gangs of New York. He researched, like he found the oldest tapes if he could of people in New York and heard their accent. And he would study their accent and stuff like that.
He even built the set for one movie. I forgot
Did
what
he?
it was. Where he was like in the movie, he's like a carpenter or just an outdoor woodman, and he showed up 2 months early and helped build the set for the movie.
Yeah.
to get into character.
Like I understand that kind of like I don't have a problem with method acting, and I think it's really cool. But all of those like the method to what they use to get into character match the character. Whereas like Jared Leto's was like,
so did you
what
have
do crazy people do?
Did you put him on like a pedestal because of what he was doing, or
No, I just didn't get what he was doing.
Well,
Oh, I
I've
don't
read a
think it
lot
matters.
of people that know him personally. He's just a really fucking weird guy.
Yeah,
Like normally, he's just strange.
I get that impression too.
Were you thinking that he
He's
was
like-
getting into like the wrong mindset of the Joker?
that's what I thought at first, but then when I saw the result, I was like, no, he did a good job.
He's like borderline Christian Bale in American Psycho.
He looks. That's exactly
he's
what I
like-
was
Hey,
thinking.
hey,
borderline
AKA,
that
Christian
on
Bale
a
could have been
normal
a good Joker as well.
on
Yeah.
a normal basis. Like his everyday life is like that,
And he
like,
looks
weird
like
and
him too
twisted all the time.
When they did that flashback and he's got his hair combed back and he
Yeah.
looks normal,
Yeah.
I was like, he looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
American Psycho.
I love that he had
I'm
the
waiting for him
smile.
to just murder Harley and the kids.
Yeah,
The whole time he was like playing with the kid, he had the Joker smile, but
Yeah.
it was Jared Leto.
Yeah.
It was a little
That's
off-putting.
so
right?
creepy.
Yeah, it was a little creepy.
Yeah.
Have you seen that meme that says "Always follow your dreams"? And it's a picture of like a runway show, and this guy's wearing this weird green, like not a suit, but it's like a dress, but it looks like buttons like all the way down.
Okay.
And it's bright green. And in the crowd is Jared Leto, and he has this biggest smile on his face. He's like, his mouth is open. He's like, oh my God, I'm seeing amazing things. And then the next picture is Jared Leto wearing that outfit.
I've seen that.
The exact
I saw it this morning.
That's great.
God damn it.
That's
He's
fantastic.
wearing that ugly green jacket.
That ugly green jacket.
He was so happy about it.
It was like, don't be afraid to follow your dreams.
That's great.
I read one quote from Jared Leto that would is it Leto or Leto? Leto? Okay.
You're used to listening to the Australians say
Yeah, I'm
Leto.
listening to Australian podcasts and they say Leto.
They all say Leto.
and I was like, am I saying it wrong?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there was one quote, and I don't know if it was real, but it made me laugh and like facepalm at the same time. Where he was like, it was really intense on stage. Like there was a lot of friction between us, and like things got serious at points. At one point, Will Smith asked me for some sugar to put in his coffee, and I handed him salt. And I was like, what? And I just imagined Will Smith being like, Jared, shut the fuck up. Stop doing this. Just give me the goddamn sugar.
He's like, who's Jared? I'm Mr. J.
I can only imagine, like, if you've ever seen the behind the scenes Walking Dead stuff with Andrew Lincoln and Norman Reedus, they're just like constantly fucking with each other all the time. 'Cause they're like best friends.
Yeah.
But they're just constantly trolling the shit out of each other. I imagine that was Jared Leto for the entire cast throughout the whole thing.
But Will Smith
But no one else was doing
having
it
none of
back.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just like, stop.
He was just like going around like dumping salt in people's coffee and like it's
This is one of those where like Will Smith's like, this coffee tastes weird in the background. You go,
replacing their apple pies with a lemon pie.
Yeah, high five.
That was pretty good.
thank you.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
That was a good laugh, too. That's a good impression of that.
Oh man.
I don't like the laugh.
Oh.
I'm glad he didn't do it a lot. I wasn't that big of a fan of it.
I'm sure it'll come more later.
I think
Well,
hopefully
like I
it'll
said,
get
it
better.
feels like he forced those laughs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like he was just in a really
Like
weird
he's a
mindset.
degrading Joker.
I guess I'm so used to Mark Hamill, man. It's hard to beat that.
He
But-
did try to use that as an influence, though. Mark Hamill a lot. I could tell.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Mark
Little bit.
Hamill-esque
I remember him
mannerisms.
saying something about like he tried out a bunch of different ones.
That ain't a bad thing. I mean, that any animation of Mark Hamill's Joker is always
Yeah, he was saying that he was
yeah.
like walking through the streets of New York, like literally just trying his different
Yeah.
voices on people.
trying his laughs.
And that's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
That's
Just
when
talking to people in
really
weird
heard
voices.
that.
That,
In the back.
that sounds hilarious. I just imagine him like as he walks past people.
More clown-like.
that didn't work. That didn't work at all. How about this one?
As he does it and walks away, the assistant's like, "What did that sound like? A clown? Did it sound like this?"
With a
Funny.
clipboard and just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a survey.
I'm taking feedback for him.
From 1
Also,
to 10,
we're
how much
sorry.
is that?
Also, can you sign this waiver that says you're not going to sue us for screaming in your face?
God damn it. I did think that Leto's Joker was like the closest thing to Mark Hamill, like Joker that I've seen yet.
I disagree.
Yeah, I
You
would also
disagree?
disagree.
Jack
totally
Nicholson.
different.
is
Okay,
totally
yeah.
the-
Okay, yeah.
He's most, Mark Hamill Joker comic esque.
Yeah.
I'm actually really glad there has not been a bad Joker.
Yeah.
Because there's been bad Batman. Oh man, has there been bad Batman? There's been
I didn't
countless
see him
bad
leading that
Catwoman.
Oh God,
God damn it, bad
horrible
Catwoman.
Catwoman.
All of them. Anne Hathaway wasn't even good.
Yeah, I don't really.
Nah, I didn't like
I didn't
Anne
really
Hathaway's.
like her. At the end of the day, no.
There's not been a single good
Yeah.
Catwoman.
I was about to
Hate
say
Michelle
she's
Pfeiffer.
okay.
Really?
Fucking hate Michelle Pfeiffer.
You know,
She's the worst.
I haven't.
hate her.
Even Halle Berry's not the worst.
No, Halle Berry's the worst.
Yeah, Halle Berry's the worst. But
Her Catwoman looked like a
Halle
badger.
Berry I ignore.
Hey, guys.
I pretend she
Meow.
doesn't exist as Catwoman. Because I hate Michelle Pfeiffer so much, I just forget Halle Berry even exists.
Yeah, Halle Berry was not good.
So fucking
But Michelle
bad.
Pfeiffer was so like,
Wasn't there a
What's the word, like,
60s
overdramatic?
Catwoman, though?
yes,
There was one in the 60s show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the original.
Can't judge that one.
Oh man, I used to
don't
know
know.
her name. I thought that was good trivia. Now I can't remember.
Oh man. Yeah,
died
she was
recently.
all right.
Yeah.
So I don't remember her, but Michelle Pfeiffer's like overdrawn. I'm a cat.
Yes.
I got brought to life.
Kramer's like, what?
I have not seen this one, so I'm just
Really?
like,
You
yeah.
know,
She like sits there and grooms herself the whole time. She's just like licking her hand.
She's licking
through
her
the whole
leather
movie.
suit like
What?
she's a cat. She got brought to life by cats.
and then Danny, right? DeVito.
Yeah, Danny
Oh,
DeVito's
yeah.
penguin.
His penguin is like a fucking penguin,
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's his laugh.
and he wobbles. He's super short. He's
Super
shorter than
short.
you, Kramer.
Does he still have the
That's a
the
shock.
Penguin Club in the in that movie?
The Fire and Ice? No. What's it called?
Oh.
Damn it, Tom! You and I should know
Oh
this.
my god, I know. No. I know it.
I'm gonna cheat.
I'm
gonna cheat.
Oh my god. I can't
You
think
should
of
know
it.
this.
The Chili Club.
I'm
It's
to answer
something
your
like
question.
that.
I think no, not chili.
The
The Chili Club.
the
I just
like,
imagine like Firehouse Chili.
I feel like something with ice.
it is
Ice-
the Ice House.
What's it? What's
The Ice House.
penguin?
The icicles.
The-
The penguin on ice. Isotomic.
Damn it!
Isotopic.
Google keeps giving me
That's
Club
that's
Penguin.
not even ice anymore.
It has ice in it.
No, it's spelled IS.
Sounds like it counts. It's phonetically the same.
Damn it, Google
In your face.
keeps
Kramer.
giving me Club Penguin an app.
Club Penguin.
Hold on, if I put DC
Oh my god.
Iceberg Lounge,
The
That's
Iceberg Lounge.
what
There
it
you
is.
go.
Son of a bitch.
I was most right.
Did he have the
I said
Iceberg
ice.
Lounge
That counts.
in the Tim Burton movie?
No.
No, he lived
he
in
was
the
an
sewer.
orphan.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I saw bits of that movie and I was like, that's not the
That's not. That's little Kramer.
that's not
Why was he spitting out black bile?
I don't know. Tim Burton. That's the explanation for that movie. is Tim Burton. His first one is almost perfect. I think. I really love Batman, but
Yeah, the first
Returns was a
Batman
weird,
great.
weird child.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Yeah.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher
Oh my
Walken
God,
was in
yes.
that, yeah.
Yes. He was awesome in that.
He was in Returns though.
Yes, that's what I'm
Yeah, he was in
talking
Returns. But yeah, Returns was probably my least favorite one.
I liked it because as a kid, I used to like the giant, the duck
I think the Val Kilmer one's my least.
that's
favorite.
still in town.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we do have that duck.
We
in
have
town.
that duck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Don't worry about it, Kramer. It's just a
Oh,
duck.
the rubber duck.
The big
Okay.
rubber
Yeah, the
duck.
big rubber duck with the
At
duck.
first, I was like, "What the fuck is everyone talking about?"
I like seeing the little penguins too with their little missile launchers on them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was so cool.
It was
Maybe
mostly
that's
Michelle
not
Tim
Pfeiffer
Burton.
that made me hate it.
It's mostly
Michelle Pfeiffer.
what? Oh yeah,
But yeah, anyway, yeah, Joker. All the Jokers we've gotten.
Joker. Yeah.
Excuse me, they've been good. Even I remember the name of the actor who did them in the '60s,
Oh.
Cesar Romero.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Cesar Romero.
And he kept
He
his
was great.
mustache on.
Mustache.
He just painted his
They
mustache.
painted over it.
I love that they always include that in the toys.
They do. Yeah, it's you can see the little
You can
squiggly.
see
Yeah.
his mustache.
That's great.
I was like, "Do you have to shave the mustache?" He's like, "No."
That was it. They were just like, "We need you to shave the mustache." No,
No.
not doing that.
All right,
All
then. I guess
right, well, we're gonna put makeup on it. All right.
that's fine.
As long as it washes off.
What do you think? Like the critics, their main complaint is because I've heard like some people, like somebody that I listened to or reviewed it, said that he was the worst Joker they'd ever seen, and I'm like, I don't know where they're coming from. I liked it. I don't know what they're complaining about.
I don't think it's a problem, but one of the things with Joker was that he wasn't the focal point of this movie.
Yeah.
So he was like kind of pushed to the background, and
The
I don't
sad-
think people wanted that.
The sad part was that if he wasn't in it at all, the movie could have kept going.
Yeah, that's
good.
true.
That's-
He was a plot device for Harley.
Yeah.
Um,
it was. Yeah. This. I wish they would have like put him more in like to the plot because if you just take out all his scenes, the movie still goes on.
Yeah.
Pretty normally.
Yes.
Well, Maggie was saying that she wished he didn't have any scenes because then they could go into more of the main story
Yeah.
of it. Like it felt more like a tug of war between two stories.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
they
that's
had to
the-
introduce him because of the future
They just had to. Yeah.
cinematics.
Yeah, well, but if they wanted to, they could and still have it to where for the future movies, they could have literally just had the breakout scene at the end, and that would be like where he comes into the movie, and it
That
wouldn't.
wouldn't have been the best impression, though.
No.
No.
He's just like,
No, that was like the worst shot of like him in the movie. Was
Yeah,
the
that
breakout
definitely
scene.
was the worst shot in the movie.
Wait.
But story writing wise,
when he
like,
takes off the helmet.
oh, at
Yeah.
the end. Oh my god, I died laughing.
but like they could have
I'm
made
sure
the
he
whole
would have
story.
enjoyed that.
yeah.
They could have made like the whole movie the same way. Took out all of his parts, left in that part at the end, and that would have still been enough Joker for the next upcoming movies, but and still had like done more with like I keep wanting to say Scarlet Witch, Enchantress's backstory. You know what I mean? And that's I guess like the main things that I had like I guess we can try to go into what we didn't like about the movie. Not that there's much.
Yeah.
For me, it felt like a tug of war between two stories, and I didn't get enough of either one. I wanted more of both.
Yeah.
But at least like one solid one.
I think that has to do with the merging of the cuts.
Yeah, the things were really
I think it's official that there's 10 minutes of cuts.
okay.
Which is,
heard there's
which is a good amount of movie time.
I could probably let it go only in the sense that like you don't need to know too much about Enchantress because she's just the bad guy now. You need to be following the group. You need to follow them. And their story.
I'm glad they didn't spend a whole lot of time like
Joker
showing
too.
her in ancient whatever Egypt,
Yeah.
basically doing the whole fucking apocalypse scene again.
I wouldn't have liked that if they did that. I enjoyed how briefly they did it.
Yeah.
They showed a flashback. They found the stuff, skulls everywhere.
I did
Yeah,
love
sure.
that they found the flashback of the cave itself, and then like what happened in the cave,
What? Yeah,
and that's it.
And then they just show her,
Yeah.
and they demonstrate what she can do.
And they never mention anything about her brother. They don't know shit about it until she gets there, and she's like, "Brother?"
Which makes sense. Why
On the
would
shelf?
they? Why would they know anything else like about it? They're just pulled artifacts and
Yeah.
stuff.
They have no idea. That
Did
this
anybody find it
contains-
weird that Amanda Waller kept him in her house? Like, wouldn't that be
Well,
something locked up?
I just think that.
Was that her house?
Well, she kept everything in her place. She
I
had
couldn't
the-
tell
she
because
had
she
the
just
heart. She
disappeared
had
everywhere.
Yeah.
Enchantress stuff up the wazoo because she was in her pocket.
Yeah.
She
Probably, too. Maybe
personally
she-
responsible for her.
Maybe she assumed too that stuff could like protect her, especially
Maybe,
in the house.
or maybe
Oh,
she might have been the only person that even knew about the whole brother thing.
That's true.
Oh,
Amanda Waller
yeah,
doesn't
that's
know
a
the
true.
whole
Secret.
Why would she need to tell anybody else? It would
Yeah.
just make essentially her look bad and her request for
Did they
attention
show it
not
in
work.
the file, or did they just show like?
Well,
There was pictures
I
and
don't
stuff
remember.
of that.
of the little artifact?
Yeah,
the
But she
artifact
could have
in
just
there.
been doing research on it and not actually figured out what it was yet. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like she would know.
She would
And
know,
She just
but-
wouldn't tell anybody because it would compromise her.
Yeah, that
Because
makes
if
more
they were
sense.
like, "Well, we see you have control over her, but what about this fucking dude you have in the bottle?
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Do you have a weakness for him? You don't have a weakness for him.
Yeah, I
What
guess
if he gets out? Oh, he's out now.
that's what I was thinking. Like, why would he be? If they knew what he was, why would he be in her house instead of like locked up
she
somewhere?
probably only knew what it was, and she was just like, "I'm going to keep on, this because I'm."
There you go.
fucking
Yeah.
Amanda Waller.
I wonder if she even like has like even. Never mind. That wouldn't make sense. I was gonna say, what if like Enchantress didn't know that she had her, but
She didn't know that she had her
Yes.
brother.
She was
Whenever she
surprised.
showed up, and
Okay.
yeah, she was like, "What?"
she was there for the heart.
Yeah, she was trying to get her heart back.
She showed it to the heart, and then she disappeared into a closet.
Well, because it was in a
Another room?
box that she couldn't get into, so she was trying to find access to that box
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, that makes more
because
sense.
the box needed.
She looked at the
Okay, so-
dossier that she had on.
So what I'm originally thinking then was that, yeah.
Yeah,
so
she was just
Enchantress
trying to-
didn't even know she had the
no,
brother.
not at all until like he whispered to her, and she was like, "Oh shit!
Yeah.
Well, I don't need the heart right now because you can help me."
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was her split decision of like, my goal is to get the heart. I can't get the heart. Shit, what am I gonna do? Oh no, this is an alternative. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
The-
worked out in
fuck
her
yeah.
favor.
The part of the cut that irked me the most was like when I thought it was like, are we skipping things now? Was when they took the scene of
when they're,
Enchantress
when they're
actually,
under the subway.
yeah, her actually flipping, and then like putting that ahead, but then they referenced it back. And normally in like when you edit it that way, it's like something happens, you don't tell the audience, and the audience is like, "What's going on?" And then you reveal it later, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, that happened." It's like they did that,
Well,
but we knew
it was. Well, we didn't. We just know she bolted. Like we don't know what they were up to. We didn't know he was going to have a bomb or anything like that. To
Yeah,
Did
they
we-
didn't show the bomb previously.
They didn't show the bomb?
Yeah,
okay.
because the bomb was to kill the
Yeah.
brother. Yeah, we didn't know about the bomb or anything like that.
I thought he had the bomb because he was like, they're above us.
yeah.
We're going to set this off. And then she disappears on him. Like after they said it or something.
I remember him telling her like, "We got to do this," and then she transforms.
gonna put
and
a-
it cuts.
And then she disappeared. And then you
And
get
then he
the
gets
call
he gets
that.
the call.
Yeah, because they didn't
That she
explain
bolted.
what they were doing. They were just in the subway, and they were like,
He said-
"Okay, I need
He
you."
did
to...
say they
He
were
just-
above.
Yes,
they were above
He
them.
just said they're above us.
But they didn't explain a plan.
Yes,
Just that they were there.
Yeah.
So you assume they're doing something.
Yeah,
and then the explanation is a little under.
my initial assumption was
Yeah, that's
is, like,
what I'm saying. Like,
change and go up there and kick his ass. That was
Yeah,
my
right,
assumption-
yeah,
my
yeah.
initial assumption because they didn't explain the bomb at all until later on. Whenever they're like, "Oh, I left a bomb down there."
Yeah.
But
But like Ryan said, it's a little underwhelming.
it's
of just,
underwhelming
like,
to the audience, but it resonates with the characters because they're cleaning up Waller's mess.
okay, yeah, I see that. I see it like as of them like just like hiding information from everybody. But if like you said, it's for me. I was like, what? Okay,
That's all Suicide Squad ever is Amanda Waller's selfish.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a huge commentary on our government.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's her selfish agenda.
I think I just would have liked that scene at the beginning because it's not like enough of a reveal to be like for that to take it out from the beginning. I guess. Like I would have liked, like cutting wise, I would have preferred that scene just be in there, and then we're just like, okay, yeah, they don't tell them about the bomb. But one part I was confused at first, and me and Maggie were actually arguing about this because I was like, why did when Amanda Waller killed the people? Because that was just to show that she's ruthless and she'll do anything to get what she wants done. And at first, I was sitting there questioning if they don't have clearance, why were they there? And Maggie was like, they probably had clearance to know about Enchantress, but not clearance to know about the Suicide Squad yet. Like that's why when they went after the,
I think she did that for possible leaks.
Yeah, I think she just had a team of people that she brought in to do this, and then
they were supposed
To
to
monitor
be
the
disposable.
situation, and then
I think that clearance thing was just a fucking joke, like an excuse.
A joke.
In a weird way, like,
Yeah.
because Flag's like, what the fuck? She's like, they didn't have clearance. Like, they had clearance.
Yeah.
She's just fucking with them.
she didn't say they didn't have clearance.
yeah, she did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She did.
So they didn't
Yeah.
have clearance.
yeah.
for any
That's
of
why
this.
she shot them, was like because they didn't have clearance, and I was like,
It was just like, it's just for leaks. And that's why he's like, I'm not judging.
yeah, it's
She gave an excuse to him.
That's
Yeah.
all she
On
does.
Edge's
Is
face.
just like she just like this is what it is, and keeps going.
Yeah, she just manipulates.
You know, I
things
did
and
like
moves
that
on.
reveal, though, that she was the one they were going after.
yeah. I didn't see that part coming.
I didn't see that either.
I was thinking of like, ooh, is there gonna be a famous character in here? You know?
Yeah. They kept saying he. And I was like, who? Who could it be?
Yeah, that's what I was confused at first. I was like, what mission are they doing right now? And then they get her. I was like, ah, fuck.
Yeah,
I kinda
that
want-
was an interesting twist to find out that they weren't going to the big swirly energy
Yeah.
of garbage and shit.
Which kind of plays into like the way they were treating the Suicide Squad. We're like, we're not telling you shit about what's going on. They're like, what are we doing here? Are we just here to shoot things as you guys walk? Like, what are we doing?
You can tell, all the clear lies when they're helicopter in and Will Smith's like, what is that? The giant
Yeah.
thing. He's like, terrorist attack. And he's like, bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I loved the Deadshot taking care of shit in the first big action.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
That was a good scene.
That was a very well spent
shot
scene.
very well.
Yeah. Let me just take the lead here and just.
It's like, oh, what? What? You don't believe in me? You don't believe in me? Ah, believe in me now?
No one believed in me before. Now I'm a
did-
great actor.
I did find it funny that Will Smith read the whole binder like after he picked it up. 'Cause like it felt like maybe it was supposed to be longer, but
Well,
it felt like a couple
They
of
made
seconds.
a point to show like everything that had fallen on the ground with like pictures. So maybe it was easy.
He
to
probably
flip
just
through.
browsed it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I imagined like him just like speed reading the whole thing, like
Oh wow, yeah, maybe you could speed read.
yeah. Because I was like, his eyes must be like really acute, so
Yeah.
maybe he can do that. I was trying to explain it
He
in
could
my
process
head.
visual information faster. Than
Yeah, I was trying to explain it into my head because
Plausible.
like,
So that's plausible.
Yeah.
yeah. Because when I first saw it, I was like, wait, what?
Batman's appearances were
Yeah, it is
good.
perfect.
that was
Yeah.
a classic ass
Yeah.
Batman right there. The
Batmobile.
taking the Batmobile, taking down Deadshot, punching Harley underwater.
It's like, don't do this. I don't want to do this in front of your daughter, Deadshot.
That
Don't-
was so
yes.
good of a scene.
Yeah, it was.
Loved
It's like,
it.
let's just go. Your daughter's here. I don't want to do this. I don't really want to.
Yeah, don't make me do this.
That was like the emotional tug I felt in the movie. I was like,
And then when she stepped in between them, that was like
oh, so good.
heart wrenching.
Yeah, and that pays off really well at the end when he imagines her there. You know, telling her.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Do you know Harley Quinn? Oh, not Harley Quinn. Margot Robbie learned to hold her breath for 5 minutes to film that scene, the underwater scene.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah, she legitimately learned how to do that
Jared could probably
just for that
already do
part. Jared was like, "I'm just gonna leave. I'm
it.
not gonna."
No, he could probably already hold his breath.
He probably could because he's a
singer.
Yeah,
weirdo.
He is a pretty, versed vocalist.
That's true.
I liked that scene a lot.
Yeah.
I liked his sort of like, and then when he goes back for her when she jumps in.
Yeah.
That was the semblance of like
Yeah, he was
it
just
isn't
like,
all lovey dovey all the time.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was like, "Would you live for me?" And then he's like, she jumps off, and he's like, "Sweet, done with that." He's like, "Oh shit."
Was that his just
He's like, yeah, I guess I need her or something like that.
was that more of like I need her, or like I guess I do kind of have like some feelings for
Well,
her?
that's
Like,
he does
right?
have like he's in love with her. It's just he's got that like
Like at that
sadistic
point,
personality.
he was like she's dead. She probably will just die. And he was like, I guess I'll go back and save her.
Yeah.
I read something, and maybe you guys can confirm this, like that every time the Joker realizes how intense his feelings for Harley are, he pushes her away, or does something like tries to get rid of her or something like that.
No, he
don't
tries to
think-
get rid of her just regularly all the time.
I don't
and
think
then he
the comics
realizes.
dive into his psyche that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, we've never gotten Joker thought boxes. Ever.
It's because everything that he thinks he says out loud.
Yeah.
That's the explanation. He never has an inner monologue. Everything's outer.
Yeah,
You know, I don't guess I ever really noticed that.
Yeah.
that's a good point.
I read that. Yeah, he says everything out loud. There's no thoughts. That's it.
That's
Just them.
that's like the craziness, and he doesn't think anything through. It's just everything's immediate. Like whatever's happening is happening.
And that makes me think of like Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, when he's
When-
like, I'm just a dog chasing cars.
Oh, that's the Dark Knight.
Oh, the Dark Knight, yeah.
No, in the comic when he's gone like crazy, and he
At the carnival?
no, he's in the psychiatric ward still,
Uh-huh.
and he starts little by little to smile, and he starts like seeing Batman. Now that Batman's back, I'm thinking like, I wonder what he was thinking, what thoughts are going through his head. They don't show anything, but he's coming essentially like back to life.
Yeah.
I don't think there were any thoughts. It was just like a coma.
Well, yeah, I assume he was in like a coma before, but I mean like once he starts getting excited.
But he hears his trigger
know?
word.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Batman's his
interesting.
Martha.
Was it saying that you know what I'm talking about? Or Aquaman's dad and Batman's dad have the same, are both Thomas?
Are they really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's DC up
It's
to
gonna be
over
the
there?
same thing again? Is that how he's gonna get
No,
Aquaman
no.
to get over?
I'll
Why
go-
did you say that name?
I hope not. I can't handle that again.
I would just laugh so hard if that happened. I was like, they're trolling us.
Oh, that'd
They
be
have-
like a parody or something like that.
That would
yeah.
be really funny.
Like
just to
DC's
kinda
just
throw-
making fun of us now.
Yeah.
even if they just did like a little, oh, your dad's name's Thomas too? Oh, that's very cool.
That'd be a nice-
Maybe Aquaman says it or something. I don't know.
I'm curious because they haven't really
not gonna
given
be
a
that way.
good depiction of how Aquaman's going to be yet. Like they've shown him and they've shown action shots of him, but there's not been any real dialogue
Yeah.
No.
at all. So his personality is still a complete mystery.
It
Is
was
any-
the same for Wonder Woman, coming into BVS.
True.
We got one line for her, one of the later trailers.
I like
Yeah.
her. I like her.
She
as
turned
a
out
woman.
good. Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I'm
Hopefully-
really
hopefully
excited
the
for the
same
movie.
happens here.
Really
Has-
excited for the movie, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen anything with Jason Momoa where he talks that's not in Dothraki?
No,
No.
Okay.
In real life.
that's literally like the only thing
That's
that I've
real
ever
life.
seen him in.
Yeah.
I've only seen him in Game of Thrones. That's
Yeah,
it.
his only acting is. That's all I've heard from him, yeah.
And rape.
And Ray, yeah.
God damn it. Oh, well, he
I
did. He was like, no. No.
As soon as Tom said rape, I just imagined like a scene of like Aquaman raping a dolphin, and he looks back at the camera. What are you looking at?
So
Maybe.
Fuck
But yeah, that's the only thing that
Kramer. Oh, man.
A little tear rolling down the dolphin eye.
No, it's just like a little boop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
the
little
roll
bubble.
down.
Tough in his
Little bubble.
That's fucked up, man.
But yeah, I have no like knowledge of how his personality is going to be, so I'm
Yeah, I
curious.
mean,
They're totally like
I know he looks
making
good,
him a
though.
badass.
Like
He
I know
looks good.
He's not going to just have the tattooed, shirtless look. He's going to have armor.
Yeah.
It's gold and green. It looks fantastic, I think.
Yeah.
Because in the trailer, like all they show is he's standing with water coming at him. He lifts Batman in the air, and then he's chugging whiskey and
That's what
like
I'm
throws
saying,
it
yeah,
down.
this is
I'm like,
no-
man, they're
It's a
really
teaser.
shooting.
It looks so cool,
it's a
though.
fucking
They're just
teaser.
like, look how sexy Jason Momoa is.
They're really like, look, he's
But
gonna
is
be a
he, though?
badass.
So sexy.
Anyway.
That's what I just
Calm
like. I
down,
want to
dude.
get some
Give him the pillow
dialogue,
again.
some personality.
Yeah,
I
what
want to
is he
figure
gonna
out
be
like
like?
how he's gonna be, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm not Aquaman. If you've watched, whatever all throughout, the many years that you've seen Aquaman and things, he's kind of different in everything.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
So-
I'm hoping that this is closer to the 90s Aquaman, like the one we got in the cartoon.
One with the hook hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a little more hardcore.
That's the one where he had
What's that hook hand?
That's the one. That's the one with the beard, right?
Yes.
But then there's
Yeah.
the goofy like fish ski Aquaman.
Oh, yeah.
No, the one crying at fish sticks, like, no.
The one that has like using like fish for skis with reins.
Oh, yes. That's the old Super Friends cartoon.
Yeah, like there's so
Yeah,
many
that-
different Aquaman that you're just like, I don't know how he's gonna try to take this character. Is he gonna be really dark? Is it gonna be like watching Christian Bale Aquaman?
We'll see.
Ooh,
Maybe.
we'll see.
I don't think he's going to be goofy.
I don't think he's gonna be
No,
goofy
he's
either,
gonna be a
Not
straight
at all.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
but I kind of want him to be.
Are they gonna bring back any of the Suicide Squad? Like, are they bringing back Suicide?
Suicide
Squad. Is it? Are they gonna bring it back a Suicide
Would you please?
Suicide Squad?
SS? Will they be bringing it back as like a number 2?
Depends.
Depends.
Like, as a piece of shit? What?
No, he means.
What?
Would you please think your thoughts through? Are they going to make a sequel to Suicide Squad?
Yes. That's what I'm asking.
It's up in the air.
Yeah.
It depends how it does in the box office. Really,
How has it done?
it had the
Does
same
anybody know?
drop as BVS, around a 40% drop from Friday to Saturday.
Really?
Same thing with BVS, but
Holy
BVS
shit.
had legs because it was released in China, and that's a huge help.
Mm-hmm.
This one might not get released in China because
Offensive?
Ooh.
yeah, Deadpool wasn't released in China either. So,
Yeah, I did read that.
Deadpool.
They
was
said
hella
Deadpool
offensive.
would have been way bigger. If
but of course,
if it was
Deadpool
released
made
in
like
China.
the most money in America. So,
Yeah.
Well, that's because Ryan Reynolds is appealing to everyone.
in America, yeah. So, we'll see. I know we'll see the characters again at some point.
Yeah. I'm hoping.
I know we're gonna get Joker Harley in the Batman movie.
I want Boomerang.
Yeah.
Huh?
I want more Boomerang.
You want Boomerang?
I want more
want
Boomerang,
more
too.
I
Boomerang.
totally think he'll be in the Flash.
He has
Yes.
to be.
Yeah,
He'll be
I-
so
I-
good.
I bet you anything that the Rogues Gallery will
Yeah.
be the villains in the Flash.
I,
movie.
I think the Flash movie is going to be hilarious.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that they peppered in a little bit of him, and
Mhm.
he seems like he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Flash, Cyborg is the most question marky one.
Yeah, they've not given anything on Cyborg other than that video in BVS.
Thought you were
And
some
the
kind of
trailer.
ghost.
For Justice League.
Oh yeah,
Hey, we never talked about Katana. She's all right.
She resonated with me like in her pivotal scenes,
Mhm.
but yeah, I want to see her have a more substantial role.
there was
I like
actually
that
supposed to
something
be a
else.
lot more from involving Boomerang about her because
Mhm.
he
I
has
like-
like the hots for her.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
they're
love that he
supposed-
kept trying to ask her out.
There's supposed to be a lot more scenes of him trying to hit on her and making like comments towards like how sexy she is and things like that.
I like
So,
to think that that's maybe one of the reasons why she went to the bar with them.
Maybe, that would be,
right.
that would be cool.
Like, not only were they all kind of growing on her or something, and then she was also pissed at
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
news.
That was
So,
a
yeah,
funny
they-
scene where everyone leaves and he's like, "Come on, let's go." And she's like, "No."
I feel like they should have had either more of her or less of her. Like if they put her at like a weird point where they were like if they just explained like, yeah, this is how her sword works, and then she was just there as Slag's bodyguard, and then they like briefly touched on like with her crying towards the sword about like her husband,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, are we gonna get a little explanation about her? And they're like, no, let's keep going. She just cries like that every once in a while.
She just talks to her sword,
Yeah,
her dead husband.
I would have liked to know.
I
Like,
wonder if all the other souls in there hear the conversation.
Right?
They're like, we're here, right?
You think they dirty talk to each other at night? Everyone else is like,
God damn it.
Uh,
I just imagine like she's like whispering to it, but then you see on his end it's a giant room and everyone's there. They're like, "Shut up!"
pick a theater. They're all sitting down.
they're all pretending to read a book, just like this is awkward.
Soul book.
Soul book.
Soul book. No, they're reading the Beetlejuice, a guide to the
Beetlegeist.
It's called
Beetlegeist.
a guide for the recently deceased. Yeah,
Yeah, that's how they first started saying his name in the movie because it was spelled Guise instead of juice.
Ah,
So they're like Beetlegeist.
nice. For a moment, I thought you said Beetlegeist, like Zeitgeist,
Oh no,
but Beetlegeist.
Isn't it
Yeah.
Zeitgeist?
Zeitgeist. What did I
Zeit.
say?
Yeah, so Zeit.
Did I say Zete?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zeitgeist.
Yeah, Zeitgeist.
No
Say it
biggie.
again.
Yeah, you know I can't pronounce anything.
Ah, no.
clearly.
Clearly.
He can't pronounce anything clearly.
Yeah,
It's funny.
But yeah, I dug it. It was cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
overall
I liked it.
great.
I liked it. I'm looking forward to owning that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I watch a movie now, I'm like, I want it to come on Blu-ray, so I don't have to spend $10 to go watch it every time I want to go watch it.
I definitely
drive.
want to see the deleted scenes. Like
Yes,
I
definitely.
hope all of the alternate cuts and deleted stuff. I hope that's like thrown into the DVD.
I want so many extra scenes.
I'm
for this
hoping
movie.
that the deleted scenes don't make me feel like I wish you were just in the movie.
They will.
They probably
Because-
will.
I mean, but to serve the movie, because directors think like that, like what serves the pace of the movie and all that, and like if there was more Joker, it would have like stopped the plot to have more Joker. And I'm sure he thought about it in that way.
Yeah, it would have been more tug of war between
Yeah.
storyline.
I think everybody kind of had the idea going into it that Joker was going to be the main
Bad guy.
antagonist,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it like wasn't that at all. He was just kind of a side annoyance. He's just like, I have one mission, and that's to get Harley. I don't care what the fuck you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Like,
But
he
you know
didn't
what?
address
And I-
anything else ever.
I feel like even with his deleted scenes in there, it'll probably be the same thing. He's still going to be a side story that.
but I would have liked if it was the main story and like it's like when it's a giant show, you have like the little mini arcs in each episode, and you have like the grand arc. I would have liked if like they had more Joker and it was seen as the grand arc, and then Enchantress was just like the mini arc that's what we're doing right now, but in the back of everyone's heads is the Joker. And then because like they kind of got to that point, but not a lot. It was just like Joker sprinkled in when they could. If they had put him in more to where you can see like, yes, this is the grand overall arc of Suicide Squad, with them just trying to do a mission, but like the Joker keeps coming in.
But that's not Suicide Squad, though.
Yeah, that's where you-
That would be, I guess, too
That's a thin
Harley
line.
centric.
Yeah,
It's a thin
Suicide
line.
Squad's never been like about the Joker ever.
it's been about the
Okay.
mission.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just Amanda Waller put these people together to go do some shit that nobody else is gonna want to do.
To go do some good.
No, to go do whatever the hell she wants them to do.
Yeah.
To acquire whatever she
AKA.
needs. Amanda Waller is Acquire Man.
Acquire
Acquired.
Yes.
Acquired.
She was like, I made no effort
That's
at
some
all.
deep cuts.
I have this now.
By the way,
What have we acquired?
we've acquired 1 year of episodes.
Oh, yeah.
This is our 1 year anniversary. Or
Acquire
it was-
Cast.
Yay.
What? Acquirecast?
Acquire Cast.
Acquirecast.
We have unlocked the achievement of 1 year of podcast.
100G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100G.
The quality being just the same.
Just
Mediocre at best.
no mediocre at its best.
Yes, I like that better.
Uh,
Yeah. Ooh, okay, what'd y'all give me for anniversary gifts?
We'll give you a
these
hand.
keys.
Oh, thanks.
We'll give you a handy later.
Play with them for hours.
Kramer, don't say it again, okay?
What?
No, I'm gonna say it again.
You can keep that pillow to cover your boner until he gives you that handy later.
Thank you.
That's what I gave
do
you.
it under the pillow. No one will know.
I'm Kramer.
Oh, we're signing off?
We
Anybody
count
want, do we want to
up.
do scores? I said like 7-7.
Yeah, we did.
I do 7. 7's good.
I'll do 8-5.
I do 8.
Okay.
I do 8 because mine
Yeah.
are purely like the cuts. Other than that, I liked it.
Yeah, if I see it again, it'll be an 8. Pretty
And
sure.
I'm Tom, sometimes.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Juan.
Goodbye, everyone, and happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Penis.
And then insert fireworks.
Fireworks.
Dick works.
He said it.
What the fuck, man?
He said penis.
Fireworks, Tom.
He said it before
Yeah.
he said fireworks.
Oh, you did.
the-
Oh, you
in-
did? Okay.
Right when we
In the
signed off, he just
shape,
said
fireworks in
penis.
the shape of a penis.
Yeah, but it doesn't whisper penis.
I wanted to whisper penis.
It's just like,
Just accept the penis, right?
and the S is the sizzle that you hear at the end of fireworks. Like, penis.
Just accept.
Are we done here?